Hey guys, this is my presentation on the connection between social reproduction and intensive parenting. So to start us off, I chose this quote by Philip Cohen found in The Restlessness of Modern Parenting. And it says that as the gap between the rich and poor increases, the cost of screwing up increases. The fear is that they'll end up on the other side of the divide. Our learning objectives for today is to define social reproduction and intensive parenting, look at what the motivation is for intensive parenting, and the ways parents are important to a child's economic success. We'll be looking at barriers for the working class, and in the end, we're going to see how it all comes together. So what is social reproduction? Social reproduction is the transmission of social inequality from one generation to the next. And intensive parenting is defined as a child-centered, expert-guided, emotionally absorbing, labor-intensive, and financially expensive type of parenting. What does that mean? Well, an example of intensive parenting would be a mother that is constantly paying for her child to take all these extracurricular activities, even though money is tight. But because she wants her child to be successful, she is willing to pay whatever it takes. She is also constantly spending time with her child and involving herself in anything she does. It is also important to note that intensive parenting is largely found in white, middle-class American families. So what is the motivation for intensive parenting? Well, for parents, giving children the best start in life has come to mean doing everything they can to ensure that their child can climb to a higher class, or at least not fall out of the one they were born into. And that would be for economic anxiety. And by doing so, this gives them an advantaged position in society. And that is the end goal for all parents. A child's economic success largely depends on the parent. And an intensive parent would probably pay for a lot of organized activities such as sports, arts, music classes, anything like that. They'll also pay for extra school support. So if the child is falling behind, they'll pay for tutoring. More examples of school support would be communication and intervention. The parent would constantly keep communication up with the child's teacher and will intervene if something is going on. They will also invest in college prep so that their child is more prepared for college when the time comes. So what are the barriers for working class families? Well, I found that there are two barriers: economic strain and time. Working class families have less support, meaning they don't have paid parental leave, subsidized childcare, or flexible schedules. They also live in neighborhoods with fewer informal neighborhood networks. They also don't have as many opportunities for children. Because of money problems, they aren't able to pay for organized activities or extra school support. And now we're going to take a look at time. Parents have less time to spend with children at home, and because of that, they are not aware of their child's school situation, such as when they're not doing their homework. They also have less time to have informal conversations with parents, and these informal conversations are important because when parents exchange information, they learn new things. So they might lose on something important if they don't keep up with these conversations. So how does intensive parenting and social reproduction connect? Well, because parents are spending more money on children for things like preschools or after-school activities, their children will grow, leaving the poor parents behind. This is widening the gap between rich and poor. So this social reproduction that's occurring is that there's a widening gap between rich and poor. Poor parents are falling behind, rich parents are getting ahead. And it's all because of the intensive parenting and their main goal to make sure that their child is ahead of them. And we'll end off with this comic that I found where there's two families and passing on their rich and poverty to the child, which connects with social reproduction. And that's all. I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation. Thank you so much.